Time to code dictionaries. Go ahead and open up a new Colab window, colab.research.google.com, new notebook, and let's title this one Dictionaries. Okay, let's think about what's an interesting dictionary that we can create. Um, well, I like to do sometimes things with astronomy, and I went to Wikipedia and pulled up here some information on the different planets. And I think it's, well, we could pick anything. You could pick something different than I do. I think, there's a lot of information here. And yeah, something that seems fun to me I want to do is maybe confirm number of moons. Okay. Give the number of moons around the given planets. And in particular, I think I'll look at, to planets beyond Earth. Okay, so Mercury and Venus have none, and we know Earth has one. So go with Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. All right, so let's build a dictionary. I'll call it, I'm going to call it number of moons. Okay. And that's the variable assignment. It's followed by an equal sign. And then I use the squiggly brackets for dictionary. So do this with me. You could stop there and it could be start as an empty dictionary, and then you could add them one at a time. But we'll start with some of them. So what should I start with? Why don't I start with one I actually know? I'm going back in my word. Earth has one. That I know. And that's the correct syntax, okay? It's the key here is simply that it has this colon in the middle. So whatever's to the left, that's the key, and whatever to the right, that's the value. Okay. And then when I want to do another element of the dictionary, I simply use a comma. Now in this case, I'm going to use the clean syntax and press return to get them all lined up going down. Okay. So do this with me, create a dictionary. And again, yours could be a little different. You could do something that's of interest to you. Okay, we're going to do some things with the dictionary, so go ahead and create it now. Okay, so we've got Earth as 1, Mars 2, Jupiter 79. I think this is so fun. Yeah, you learned something. Jupiter 79, that's extraordinary. Just to give you guys a little context, if you go back to the time of Galileo, so that's when the telescope was invented, and Galileo is also credited with inventing the telescope. I'll have to double check that my history on that one. So we knew about the moon, but that was it. People thought everything revolved around the Earth. Well, Galileo saw what are called the Galilean moons revolving around Jupiter, and that proved for the first time that not everything revolves around the Earth. Okay, and at that time, 4 additional moons were known. Now there's 79 in Jupiter, 82 on Saturn, and 27 in Uranus. Wow. So 27. Get lost in fun thoughts. Yes, 27, 3 cubed, cool number. Okay, I'll start with those. So press Shift Enter, and that sets up the dictionary. Now, let's go ahead and call it. Okay, number of moons. There it is. Go ahead and finish out your dictionary. We're going to add elements to it. Okay, so don't make it complete yet. And then press Shift Enter to get it. And you can see something happens here, which is interesting. The ordering is different. And this is why I emphasize the ordering. That list or use if you have an ordering. If we wanted to put the planets in order, we should be using a list here. And you can mix dictionaries and lists, by the way. So because dictionaries they're not ordered actually. So I can't say that it's random, but there's no way in my mind. I mean, I don't know how it's going to come out. There's no way to really know because the ordering is not important. Okay. If you want ordering, you want a list. Okay. So I'm going to put in little hashtags here. Say what we did. Create dictionary of planets with numbers of moon. and call dictionary. Okay. What else do we want to do now? I want to do, let's add elements to dictionary. This is an important technique to know. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, first thing you do is you say the dictionary, number of moons. And then you actually use bracket notation, okay? And then, now this is interesting. They're showing like that like, hey, like, look, inside number of moons, this is what we have. Well, I can look at that and say, I don't see Neptune. I want to find out how many moons Neptune has. And then it's just an assignment. It's an equal assignment. Okay, and if I go back to my Wikipedia link, I see Neptune has 14 planets. Sorry, 14 moons. And I think what I want to do here is call the dictionary again to see that it in fact does work, that it shows up, right? So again, I do that by calling out number of moons. So press Shift Enter. You can see Neptune has been added in the middle. Okay, again, now I keep saying this, but it's important. Order is not preserved in a dictionary. You may wonder why. Look, a part of it is about, it's different than a list. Lists preserve orders. If you want order, use a list, and it actually ends up being faster. Okay, so speed can be a very big deal depending on what you're doing. Very cool. Okay, what else can we do with dictionaries? Well, let's show the keys of the dictionary. Okay, how do we do that? And what does that mean? Well, why don't we show it, and then that will reveal what it means. So we have a dictionary number of moons, and we can try dot keys. See, it's an option. See, if you try something, you can see does it show up. So go ahead and type that in, dot keys. And then it's a built-in function or method. I'm not sure if it needs a parentheses or not. Let's try it. Yeah, and there they are. Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. By the way, in case you're wondering, why did I try that? Because typically methods, that's what they do, is they have parentheses after them. They are in fact functions. And similarly, we can get the values, number of moons dot values. Okay. Show the values of the dictionary. Press Shift Enter, and you can see the different numbers of moons, right? Now, one more piece about the keys and the values. Okay, so first of all, you see the keys are kind of like the entries and the values are the, what they're equal to, which makes sense. Sometimes you may want to do something with them, okay? Like, it could be interesting to actually sum the number of moons, right? I think we got them all because the first two didn't have any. This would be the number of moons in our solar system, like that are known. So really cool. So let's write some code to do that. Before that, let me just show you if you wanted to print out, let's say, print out keys. See, what shows above are the keys like in a list form, right? If you want to print it out, then you do it a little differently. You would say like for key in number of moons dot keys, code this with me, print key, right? Because then we're doing a for loop to go through it. Okay, so try that. Press Shift Enter, and you can see now it's got a neat little printout. Okay, so if you want to go through and do something with the keys or values in a dictionary, a for loop is a nice way of doing that. So now let's see if we can do this one last piece. Kind of a little challenge here, right? So sum the number of moons in the solar system. I'm excited about this. Why am I excited? Because I don't know. I don't know how many moons are in the solar system. Yeah, I could take out a calculator, but it's more efficient to do it like this. Well, I got to get the values. So what am I going to do with it? For value in number of moons dot values. I want to add them, right? I want to add them up. But to what? Well, let's call it maybe the sum. I think sum may be a keyword reserved in Python. How do you know? If you write an SUM, no, it's not. Okay, because it doesn't change color. Usually it'll change color. I was just looking to see, maybe it is. We'll find out. Okay, sum is 0. And then you can do sum plus equals value. Right? And print out the sum. You see how that works? See, by initializing the variable before, then I can just always update it with the value. So it's like, just to give you the first two, if it was going in order with this group, 1, 2, sum is 0, but then it's going to take the value of 1. Okay. See, sometimes when I think about the code, maybe it's not right. Because then we have, well, let's check it. Let's just run it. 205, it does work. Awesome. There are 205 planets in the solar system. Where was my pause? My pause was on, it had to do with like the plus equals. Sometimes we forget what it means. So recall that what this means is, this will help it, sum equals sum plus value. Okay. So again, the first time, sum is, it's reassigning it, see. So you take 0 plus 1, sum equals 1. But now in the next line, it's always reassigning. So sum is going to be 1 plus the value of 2. So the new value of sum is 3. Third time through, so this sum right here will be 3. And we add the value of, say, 79 to get 82. Okay. And so it continues to be reassigned. So that's so exciting. Now you know something new. I know I do. There are 205 moons in the solar system. Programming is great at consolidating information with big numbers. Okay, job well done.